The schedule's screwed up. You got to come back to go to Milwaukee.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
All right, we ready?
Does Frank know about John and
Oh, yeah, we have 2 other members of the show.
Well, I won't be talking to them.
Did you send me that?
Yeah, we'll just be sitting here. Don't worry.
I'm just here to do my live ads so I can get paid, Frank.
Right.
So.
I want to catch Frank's reaction when I announce the number today of podcasts.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, rolling.
Fratelloni's Hardware and Garden Stores brings you Garage Logic podcast number 1159, September 27th,
Dear
2023.
heavens, is that what you're looking for? 1,159.
Nicely done.
My gosh. Oh, I had no idea. That's incredible.
Yeah. Thank you, Frank.
Whoa. Try and finish this. The
88
whole show is going to
degrees
be
on this
reacting to the number of podcasts.
88 degrees on this day in 1987, 29 degrees.
Whoa, in 1987. Oh, 29 degrees. Holy cow.
And while I mention that, Frank, because we're issuing heat warnings now for the Twin Cities Marathon this weekend.
Oh, really?
Because it might be 84 or 83. But on this day in 1987, it was 88, Frank. And on this day in 1991, when we had a Halloween blizzard coming up, Frank, it was 29 degrees.
It's really going to drive me nuts throughout this podcast.
Hail the flashlight, King.
Frank, it's like Seinfeld. Did you ever watch Seinfeld? They go, what do you think, Kramer? Oh, I think that's good, Jerry. What do you think, George? I don't know, Jerry.
Technology Corner.
Okay.
Kenny Olson from the Krabby Coffee Shop.
You want me to just kill the theme? We good?
Let her go.
Frank Caliendo's at the
Why is the
Acme.
theme going? Why are you talking? Don't do my plug over the theme.
And of course, Rookie was knocked off.
What's happening?
Well, then turn it up.
No,
It's over.
I don't want to. It's
The
over.
moment's done.
Frank Caliendo is with us. He's at the Acme Comedy Club tonight and tomorrow night. I believe those are sold out.
There's, I think there's a few. There's probably 20 tickets left tonight and 5 or 10 tomorrow.
All right. And you flew into town last night.
I did.
You're on the Frank Caliendo Comedy 2023 tour.
I mean, all of that in that statement is true. I don't know if it's actually called that, but kind of, I'm just doing some shows to try and remember how to do stand up and goof around. And
What is the end game for doing these shows? Where do you want to take this? An HBO special?
maybe work on some new stuff to get out there. Yeah, it's kind of I don't get up and write unless I have a reason to, so that's more it. I'm semi-retired. You wouldn't understand, and
That is so accurate, Frank. That is so accurate.
so I've got. My life has become just more or less trying to keep my kids from hating me. So
You're not in L.A. anymore. You're
No, I
not
live
in
in
Abbott and
Phoenix.
Costello's house.
no, you remember that? You looked that up. What was it?
No, you told us about
Did you
it.
use that as a selling point?
They might have. My wife had some celebrity real estate agent do it, so
Okay,
I don't know. I don't remember what.
And you're in Tempe, Arizona.
Yeah, right down the street from Arizona State.
Why did you leave L.A.?
I didn't want to raise my kids in Los Angeles. Was more of it. I just was, the Phoenix ended up being a place that and Tempe is right outside of Phoenix, just basically a suburb where Arizona State is. Where people from the Midwest went to not be cold anymore. Right. There was a mix of Southwestern culture, people from California leaving for tax reasons. So that was basically, there was an amalgamation of different, groupings of different people. I don't know if amalgamation is the right word, but I'll use it.
That word is, screw that word.
Yeah.
That's too big.
I don't know. I don't even know. I'm not sure if it's right. Correct.
But you're Chicago-born, Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Yep.
Maybe are you working your way back here, maybe to the Midwest? Or do you like being warm?
Working my way back to you.
Yeah, babe.
Let's see. Yeah. I just come out to the Midwest because it's not hard for me to sell tickets here, so I can go out and it's more my lane of how I do comedy and just silly, and people know where I'm from, so know my point of view and such. So it's easier to do that.
Is your act cancel proof?
I wouldn't say that. No, I don't think so. I mean,
Are you worried about that?
Yeah,
ever?
totally. I'm overly cautious, and I see a lot of podcasts now where people just go over the top of this. When I see, I always use this example when people ask me about that type of stuff. That I watched see a clip of Bobby Lee and Andrew Santino, and I'm going, holy cow! You know, the jokes, Andrew doing like an old school kind of Asian accent, but Bobby would do it, and because it's his dad, you know, and then. Or watch Theo Vaughn or somebody. I go, how do they do this? I think it's all about. I think it's really all about tone and stuff like that. But now in this world, that's not really what it is.
Well,
right?
I'm interested in this. It's affected your business. But
I do a lot of corporate work. So as soon as the corporate work dries up, I'll probably do more stuff that pushes the envelope slightly.
Well, who is it that could cancel you?
There's a corporation that has me booked that's going to pay me. They might say,
never mind, you're disinvited.
Yeah, that could be that kind of thing. Yeah. So, and especially being involved in sports and the NFL and all that kind of stuff, always had to walk a much more cautious line. So, it's part about where people know you from.
I can't think of anybody better to ask this than you. Will the NFL? I don't even know how to phrase the question. Will they try to make something of this Taylor Swift presence?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Will they run this into the ground?
It's 2023.
Right.
Everybody milks everything for everything they can.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about a thing I'll probably do later that I'm do John Madden circling Taylor Swift on a video.
On a telestrator.
You got Travis Kelce down here and then Taylor Swift up there and then boom. That's going to be a song pretty soon.
They are. They're going to. This is going to be.
Because she's probably going to be part of the halftime show.
Yes,
she's always business. I mean, and good for them.
Well, and she's also probably the one entity that the NFL can still use to gain following. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's not the true follow. It's not the following of.
Oh, it's 12-year-old girl
who watches. You know, it will for the Super Bowl. It'll drive numbers for the Super Bowl if she's involved.
True.
And this whole thing is going to drive numbers. I mean. I watch some of the sarcastic trolls on Twitter and stuff like that because of my son. He sends me stuff a lot. And there's this one guy, Barry. Do you know who Barry is?
No.
Oh yeah.
I think I know where you're.
Big black guy.
No. This is
Okay.
a guy who's fake. It's
okay.
It's can you say filthy stuff on here? Or,
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
give
not
it a
really.
shot.
It's an innuendo. But Barry McCockiner.
Yeah.
That's the guy's name.
He's Irish.
No,
Yeah.
I know
Scottish.
exactly who you're talking
And
about.
he's
now.
like, it's so great that I think he phrased it this way: it's awful that Taylor Swift used Travis Kelce to try and gain more followers. And Taylor Swift's audience is in swiftly, so to speak, and just they're stupidly saying Taylor Swift is worth almost $1 billion.
Right.
He's only making $30 million a year. You know, so stupid, but they don't even know because they don't know anything about football.
They didn't see the net in which they all jump right
and
into.
he's just getting. This guy says things awful and terrible and funny things.
Well,
all
and the
time.
image is from, I believe, an infomercial from the late 90s or early 2000s of some guy pretending to be a physician or whatever.
Yeah, probably. Yeah,
it's
it's
very funny.
You should pull him up. He's got great.
I'm at the point where I think that whole thing's a bit.
Which bit?
The Kelce and Swift.
Oh yeah, I think it's because he's got a podcast.
Yeah.
The New Heights podcast.
doesn't?
So yeah, right. I don't. I'm the only one.
You gave yours up. I
gave mine up
understand.
to be here, and
No, not to be here. You just gave it up.
no, they told me I can't do it anymore if I want to be here. I'm like, I'm done. I have had it.
But the NFL has jumped on that stuff. Remember when Housewives was big and who was the wide receiver?
Terrell Owens.
Owens, when he came on with.
You know my theory.
That used to be their openings.
The league is morphing into a reality TV show, and the damsel in distress will be in the end zone, and the tight end will have to fight the tight end of the other club for her affections. It's headed that way.
Here's my friend who I did the podcast with, who's part of the Hubbard family, who's got a podcast on Hubbard, is John Holmberg.
Right.
And he's with KUPD. So he's been saying this for years that it's becoming the WWE.
Yes.
So you're saying reality TV show, which is in a way kind of what the WWE, you basically nowadays know it's scripted. Reality TV, the regular audience doesn't realize that's scripted.
Right.
So, and the NFL's even doing commercials about being scripted now, like as a joke. Like it's like, let's put it right in front of them. So I don't think it is scripted, but they love the drama because when I was in sports, most of the people, the producers and stuff, they don't even love sports as much as they love the stories around sports.
Right.
It's not about the sport. Like you watch people and you go, well, they barely talk about sports anymore. And it's like, well, yeah, but it's MTV with music videos because it's the drama that keeps everybody watching. It's not the videos.
Will you go back to television if they?
I mean, if I
wish you
had
to?
a part, if I wanted a smaller part like that, that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to do small part in movies or TV show. I don't even want to star in a show. I'd rather just do a piece like a David Spade on what was it? Just Shoot Me. You come in, do your stuff, and get out. Yeah. That kind of thing where you just have a character to play and have some fun and not have the whole thing on your shoulders and just elevates you to maybe be able to do some other things. But whenever they think of me, people think of me, they think of all these different impressions and stuff like that, and that's it. And then it's what they end up writing for me, and I end up not getting a character. I end up being myself, basically doing these impressions. So,
would you ever SNL? Too much?
I'm too old for that.
Cool.
One, two.
Mad TV was, how long were you on Mad TV?
4 or 5 years.
4 years, okay.
I don't know. So
that's a grind, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I got out of half of it. I told them I couldn't be there, so I needed to do more NFL stuff, and they believed me because they never did what I wanted to do anyways. Like half the time, they didn't like the stuff I was wanting to do. So I was like, this isn't really my style of comedy. I'm kind of locked into a contract for a while. But Fox got me kind of out of stuff to be able to do some things more NFL. So they cut down the number of episodes I had to do. I've had talks with Bobby Lee about that. He's like, how did you do that? How did you get out? Like, the NFL is bigger than anything else there. So I pretended like I needed more time, which in some weeks I did, but they weren't using me really to do much there anyways. They would just do a John Madden sketch and then cut any other sketch that I wanted to do to try and stretch.
It got the likes of me to tune into a pregame, which I don't do now.
Yeah, I mean, the pregame was huge for me. Yeah. I mean, that was a big deal. I mean, that's
a big audience.
9 years of that. I don't know if it's as big as it was anymore. I don't think anything is on TV, really. But the other issue is everything's been done by Sunday now.
Right.
The internet, podcasts, all the jokes. There weren't comedic sports podcasts or radio shows back 20 years ago.
No.
So when Kimmel was doing stuff, he was the first one to do the joke in the week. Mm-hmm. Nobody had any, Kimmel did that for the first 3 or 4 years on the NFL and Fox. He was before me. And he didn't have to worry about Twitter giving up, doing 10,000 jokes and memes. By the time you get to that segment, you have to tape on Thursday to edit by Sunday.
Right.
The jokes are old now.
Right.
It's hard. And they still do some stuff, but it's just hard.
Yeah. Have you ever taught anyone to do an impression?
Oh, I do it all the time.
Can you teach Rookie how to do Trump, for example?
I'll teach him how to do Jesse the Body.
That's a lot better.
I worked on it just for you.
That ain't no Will Sasso.
No, I still think you might be the best.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
No. Hold the O.
But I'm down in the Baja.
The
Baja. You got to open your mouth.
And are you off the grid?
I'm off the grid. I don't have, a lot of times when something ends with a D or a P, you hold it.
You hit it hard.
Hard. I'm going to really hit this one hard. But my Jesse is not as good as it used to be.
Yeah, but you don't use it as much anymore, probably.
No. But Trump,
he can't do
Trump.
What
I don't have.
Frank.
I like coffee, but I don't like coffee or naan. I can't
That's
get his
Christopher
voice.
Walken, I think.
I need more cowbell. I need cowbell.
Well, here's the first thing you do. Make a face like you're looking
Here we
into
go.
an aquarium.
Here it is.
Make a face. Stick your lips out.
Lips out.
When your lips are out.
Already better.
Out.
Lips are out.
Hit the T like Jesse.
Hit the T like Jesse.
Jesse. Here's Jesse, and bring it up to Trump.
Here's Jesse, and to bring it up to Trump.
Quite frankly, actually, you look a lot like Alec Baldwin doing it right now. That's not good.
Everybody duck. Everybody duck.
At the airport, I get that every day.
I didn't see it until you did
Alec
that.
Baldwin.
You're very Alec Baldwin. Not when he's like
The good one.
yeah.
He's
Not
very
when he's
handsome,
shooting
isn't he?
somebody on set.
You're losing track
Yes.
here. You're trying to do Trump.
Back to Trump.
Quite. Whisper it more.
Quite
quite miserably.
A lot of people.
A lot of people.
Look at my L. L. A lot of people.
A lot of
people. Say people.
people.
Tremendously. Tremendous.
Where's the
people.
nasal come?
Tremendous.
I don't think he's that nasal. Biden's very
He
nasal.
has. It's this.
S.
It's like
You have
a.
to- you
It's
can't-
like a.
But you
he
can't
has-
go. Jesse does S's. He fights something because his teeth match up. I think.
I think his teeth match up when I say the snake. Kenny the Snake Snabler.
So let's go, Trumpy.
Back to New York.
Quite.
Are we going quite back
That's
to New
better.
York?
You did it when you did the eyes.
This one? This?
You got the eyes.
I'm drinking.
Are you dotting
water.
the I's and crossing the T's?
Did I cross the T's?
A lot of people.
I'd like to dot the I.
Dot the I. Hold the I.
You want a little Iranian there.
I'd like to dot the I. Well, it's always easy when there's 5 critics.
No,
here.
we're helping
I
you.
know.
We're helping you.
I'm just teasing. I'm teasing.
I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I tease. Okay.
I like
okay.
to tease.
So go. Okay. I like to tease.
I like.
I'm a teaser. And that's.
I'm not a teaser. I keep
Stick
going back
with
and
Trump,
forth.
damn it. You're
I've gotta-
you're
I've
getting
gotta
it.
let Trump go.
You're
and then
getting
Turn
it.
your
jump
head to
back
the
in.
side. Now tilt your head to the side.
Tilt your head to the side.
Tilt your head to the side.
I'm sorry. Which side?
The side. It
Left.
depends.
There's left.
If you use the front camera, it's going to switch it anyways.
There's right and there's left. So which one?
And those are the ways Joe Biden should exit, and he always goes forward.
He always goes forward. Yes. So
you're getting it. You
I
just lose
just
it.
have to work on it.
You just have to work on it.
I'm doing someone.
You're too.
You just don't know who yet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Greatest line ever.
Oh, still.
Greatest wonderful insult.
Just Frank, remember
Which was positive.
you guys had a
Dueling
Morgan Freeman off.
Oh yes.
I remember.
Wow, that's gotten better as well.
I do the old Morgan Freeman. You do the
good one.
Back
The matter is, no, that's quite. I remember.
song, Sonny.
Well, I remember way back when you were not anywhere near that level.
But I'm working on it. I am the Shawshank Morgan Freeman.
Well, not right there. You're not saying.
Swinging a miss, man.
Where is red?
You had it. You should have stopped.
Can you teach her to do Biden?
I have not even tried Biden.
Here's how you
Watch
start.
him.
Hold your nose.
Watch him.
Hold your nose, folks. When I was a young man back in Scrap, Pennsylvania, 400 or 500 years ago. It's hard because he might be 80, but he might as well be 110.
Yeah.
Because and then he's had surgeries. You can tell he's had plastic surgery, right?
Yeah.
You can tell he's had a lot of stuff done, and he looks like he's probably had because his nose is way narrower than it used to be.
So it's more of a nasal.
So yeah, it's yeah. I mean, folks, when I was a young man back in Scrap, Pennsylvania, 30, 4, 5 years. Come on.
So you gotta do is push everything together.
Yeah, no, it's like this is how I describe it. If you ever type out a great email and you're like, "Oh, I am just flying here," you look up at it and you've typed for an hour. You look up, it's missing spaces and things are spelled wrong.
red squiggly lines
That's
everywhere.
Joe Biden.
Yes. You're
So, like,
100% right.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Quite frankly, that's even though the sound of it is something great. And then by Obama would be supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
That's a long word I can't do.
And then Biden is supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Come on, what are we doing? Folks, that's no joke. I'm joking here. I'm not joking. I'm napping.
Sleepy Joe.
Oh my
Do you
God.
do any females?
No, I was never good at it.
Yeah.
So it was, I could do like a feminine type of voice, but
Yeah.
I'm sure I could do a, what's her name? Who's the woman like
You look like the 4th of July.
that woman? What's her? I could do it if I worked on it.
I'm drawing a blank.
She's in Clueless. She's also got the hotel, the TV show that's big.
TV show. I'm drawing a
I'm
blank.
trying to think of Clueless.
Frank, do you have any characters that are just made
good
up?
redirect.
Yep. Thanks.
Made up characters. You know what I mean? Like Matthew, what's the guy you do that talks like this?
That's
got
Gil.
Yeah,
Gil.
Yeah, that Joe Martin guy, he doesn't get the hits anymore.
That's northern Minnesota right there.
Yeah. Oh, don't you know it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even trying to do that now. Yeah, I do. I just throw them in little bits. I should do more of those things because that's what. A lot of times, those are people that you know that aren't famous, and you're kind of doing an impression, or you're taking their
point of view, and it's the same as an impression. You just have to do more setup.
Yeah.
You have to tell people it's that you never see that that type of person who does this and that and X and
Because
Y.
everyone can relate.
Right, then they
like
relate.
that in their life.
That's just what an impression is. You just don't have to set it up.
Did you make your parents laugh?
No.
Really?
No, yeah, I made some. Probably my mom. My dad was always trying to be. He's still alive, I think. He's always, my dad likes to be the focus. So he's still he'll come to shows and he thinks we're Abbott and Costello.
Yeah.
And then you just say, "Dad, you're trying too hard."
And I just go with it now. I used to fight it, and now he does the same lines all the time. He's like, "I thought I get better seats." Oh. It's the same. He doesn't even come up with new stuff. He thinks
he's playing the hits.
He thinks he's supposed to do that.
Yeah.
And I tell him don't, but he comes to shows wearing shirts with a picture of me on them.
Yeah.
He goes, "I'm Frank's dad. How you doing?" And then give you his softball stats. He doesn't even tell you that they're coming. He's like, "Went 2 for 4 today." I'm like, "What are you talking about? My softball game. My softball game. Didn't Frank tell you about that? Didn't Frank tell you about my softball game?" My dad sent me him running a 40-yard dash, which was literally about 4 yards after he had his knees done.
Oh. Yeah.
And he's like, he's just hobbling. It was just like, and it was, he just, as soon as he got going to full speed, which was maybe half a mile an hour, he started slowing down.
Yeah.
He was just like, holy cow.
Are they still in Wisconsin?
Yeah, my parents are divorced because of me.
Got it.
Yeah, well,
Were you class clown?
No, I was real quiet.
Really?
I got voted second funniest in my class. Kevin Hoops won it.
What's Kevin
I
doing
don't
now?
harbor any resentment.
No, that's just like the Michael Jordan on Twitter. Was it Super 70 Sports? It had something about you've achieved success, and it had a picture of Ty Johnson in freshman year in high school and Michael Jordan as best athletes. It was
Will
very,
your dad go to the Milwaukee shows?
He'll go to the 7th. He's playing softball in Vegas.
So softball's a big deal with your father.
Trust me, yeah. It's bigger than Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
It's
slow pitch.
Slow pitch, yeah.
I would hope so. He's got to be in his.
Yeah, he was born in 42, so
Yeah.
he's 81.
Yeah.
He'll be 81. 81 October 3rd.
Yeah. Did your mom ever come to the shows?
She does, yeah. She's quiet and just sits there and enjoys. And
Yeah.
she just wants me to do Columbo the whole time.
Yeah.
I killed
Columbo.
The eyes.
Very nice of you.
We were talking about this before the show started. Before you got here, Frank, talk about the reverence with which Acme holds in the comedy world, because I know a lot of comedians have Acme at their
Oh
at
yeah,
the top of
because
their list.
it's one of those rooms where, because Louis Lee doesn't book just based on popularity. He books like odd offbeat acts and stuff on purpose. He wants it to be artsy.
That's cool. Okay.
So he does a mixture of big names, up and coming. He's probably the most, he could probably have made more money over the years booking easy acts. You don't see a lot of TikTokers or anything like that don't have an act. Nobody's coming to Acme.
Right.
He doesn't have them. He might have somebody if they can actually do comedy, but he wouldn't. A lot of these places, and it helps the business model. So nothing against it. But Funny Bones or Improvs, they will have somebody who can't really do stand up, and it's an hour of basically meet and greet. But these kids are coming and paying $150 to see these people.
Wow.
So
I went and saw. Do you know my cousin Chris Maddock? He's a local comedian. He
I've
hasn't left
heard
the
their
circuit.
name, I think.
I went and saw them at some basement. There were 4 or 5 comics, and they were funnier than hell.
Yeah.
They're just talking about regular life, but people were splitting their guts. There's a lot of talented comedians out there.
Yeah,
but
who knows?
I don't know how they keep new material if you're doing it all the time.
I can't imagine anything more difficult.
is it super competitive right now, Frank? My opinion is comedy has hit a height that's just absolutely wonderful now. There's so much comedy available for consumers, but is it tough to get a gig?
Not really for me, but I don't really even try. I don't do much. But I'm out of it. I don't really.
You said earlier were you kidding when you said you're almost retired?
Yeah, I just do it.
You're only 49 years old.
Yeah, but I made a lot of money.
and he left California, so he's not paying taxes.
And I don't do drugs or drink.
Right.
So I just got kids and a wife.
Yeah.
So you were smart.
Yeah, well, partially.
What do you want?
I let her. She has Amazon, so there's more packages coming to her. I call it the Amazon self-fulfillment center. You walk into our foyer, and there's just boxes. What's in there? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? They all say Michelle on them. I know I ordered. It might have been late night. Well, can you keep tabs on yourself?
Right.
What was it?
What do you do? Do you want a different life for the
I
next 20
just
or
like
30
being like
years?
my kids, and I go work when I want to. And, I mean, one of the reasons I probably do an Acme is Acme and some of these other rooms is to record a little bit and then put pieces out there to sell some tickets in different places, because young people don't even know I do stand up. So it's people our age, they don't know me, and sports audiences know me, but up and coming audiences think I'm just this guy on TikTok who does impressions once in a while.
How instrumental was your appearances here on the KQ morning show years and years ago?
Yeah, big. I mean, that was the first thing that when Tom had me on, that was the thing that sold all the tickets the first time.
Right.
Went through.
I specifically remember driving in the car, listening to the KQ Morning Show. I had no idea who you were.
I thought Madden was on with him.
It was Madden, and it was Al Pacino, and he was going back and forth. You would have thought both of them were in studio. It was, and that's why I think we said, hey, we should see if he'll come on.
Yeah, I remember you guys
you
asking me, and
came
you were
on
like, I know you do this. Would you ever do this? I'm like, yeah.
Were you on
I hadn't heard it yet. So.
Were you on with Tom this morning?
Yeah, I did Tom's podcast.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Have you ever worked with Bill Hader? It would be fun to hear you two doing Al Pacino's.
No, I haven't. But that's he's very good. I mean, he's excellent. He does more of that, a little bit more of the yelly kind.
Yeah, the outraged. Yeah.
Yeah, my house started very quietly, and then surprise. Here we go.
Whoa, God, it's just.
How do you decide who you're going to go after? I mean, to develop.
I used to be, when I did it a lot. It was if sports people, because that was the moneymaker. Who's doing commercials?
Okay.
Because if they're doing commercials, they're bigger than just sports.
Sure.
It's easy to do analysts because you just take, you just take the person and stick them outside of, everyday life. John Madden making toast, and you got bread right here. You got a toaster over here, which you're not getting up with toast because you got a toaster. I mean, it's in the name. You put the bread in, click it down, and then boom. I mean, you don't have bread anymore.
Or Belichick. Nobody uses.
Yeah, the Bill Belichick.
The press
House on
conference
fire,
you
Bill.
did with houses catch fire all the time. I'm not kidding.
why you got
Almost had me
insurance.
urinate my pants. It was so damn funny.
Listen, that just happens. We're on to Cincinnati.
And then the little dog at the end.
Mr. Brady.
Mr. Brady.
Yeah, Mr. Brady. Which turns out he has a little dog like that. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, if you Google Bill Belichick and dog, like a couple years ago, I saw that he actually has. It's not the same. I had a Shih Tzu with me, but he's got like a terrier or something.
How careful did you have to be with NFL people, or didn't you were beyond that?
In terms of what?
I mean, like, would Belichick get mad?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think he cares.
He doesn't, probably.
Why would he worry about
Counting
that?
Super Bowl rings, yeah.
The only person I've ever been, the only person I ever was told, don't even try that, was Roger Goodell.
Commissioner. I was just going to say it's got to be the commissioner.
Don't make fun of Goodell.
Is it
Everybody's-
even possible to do him?
Oh, I think so. I think there's something, but I never really worked at it
Right.
because it's only a single audience, and that's the only place that would really work.
Right.
Is a Roger Goodell impression. And I've sat with Goodell, and I actually did it when the Super Bowl was here in Minnesota. I did an event here for the NFL owners, and I remember Goodell was up front, and what was the joke? It had something to do with. I said, I've been working on my Roger Goodell impression, and then it all got quiet, and I go, but it's not ready yet. And then Roger Goodell stood up and just clapped. It was like Don Goodell. Don Goodello.
I got to think a Super Bowl appearance private for the owners had to be one hell of a payday.
When I paid it, I thought you were going to say describe that room.
Awful.
Really?
They
Terrible.
came to St.
Tense.
Paul, didn't they? It was at the Union Depot in
I don't
St.
remember
Paul.
where it was. I just
It
remember
wasn't
was
in
hard.
Minneapolis.
It was hard because they're all billionaires, and
Right.
nobody ever makes fun of them.
Right.
So some of the stuff worked, some of it didn't. But I remember Gruden had just gotten that big contract, and I was making fun of Mark Davis, and there were a couple things. Jerry Jones, I tried to go say hi to him, and he did one of those Seinfeld looking at his watches to I got to get out of here.
You could have had a ball with Kraft.
Yeah,
He's gotten himself in jam.
Robert Kraft, he's in here. Yeah, and I've done stuff for the Patriots too. I'm trying to think. It's so funny because it's hard to even mention things like you're like, isn't it great at Walmart? And they're like, don't mention Walmart. He owns the competitor. It's like all that kind of stuff.
God, I didn't even think of that. So you got to walk that
the
tightrope
owners
with everything.
of like these people own stuff.
That's why I say I hope it was a hell of a payday.
Trust me, I wouldn't have done it had it not been.
Right.
That's basically unless I'm doing a club. It's if you look at my schedule, they're all clubs. That's because I want to go goof around.
Right.
And if it's something else, there's stuff on my schedule that you don't see. That's corporate events,
right.
And that's what I do mostly.
You're going to Appleton, Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's
very
kind
small
of
town,
kind of a filler right before Milwaukee.
Yeah.
So I fly in to now it's flying to Pittsburgh. And that was actually filling for something, but I had to move some stuff around for some personal reasons. So now I got to go Pittsburgh, Chicago, and then it's basically Chicago, Appleton, Milwaukee. That's all the same area. Right. So within a few hours of each other. So,
you ever been to Appleton?
Yeah. Okay. I grew up in Waukesha.
Yeah,
just up 41.
Yeah.
Many times.
It's right on Lake Winnebago.
Yeah, the air park is right there, right by Oshkosh. And I've got friends that went to Oshkosh. I went to UW Milwaukee. So,
have you ever walked a room, Frank?
No, I've never been like that. I've had people that didn't like me because they, I go up and they know me from sports, and I start out with political characters just because it gets everybody involved, as opposed to sports people only. Yeah, if you do Stephen A. Smith, I'm ready to go here. I understand. There's only a certain amount of the audience that's going to get that.
Right.
And I wanted to play more generally. So I'll start out with the Trump Biden and just keep it even and just make fun of everybody.
Right.
But I've had people, when I'm doing Trump, just get really, really mad.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're not even listening to what I'm saying.
Right.
Not really ripping,
Yeah.
With Trump, to me, you don't even have to rip. He does enough stuff on his own.
Right.
Oh, he's hilarious.
That's what some people love about him and what the other people hate about him. And all you have to do is just do that kind of stuff and let people make their own judgments.
The way he puts emphasis on various words is hilarious. Everything about it's hilarious.
Oh, well, a lot of people. That people caught on to China.
Yes.
China. Yeah. Have you gotten the good China?
Matthew?
I've put it away in the buffet.
I'm trying to see if I still have it.
Who is that?
That was. Yeah, you know what? You are Alec Baldwin.
I'm trying hard. It's like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, which you eat.
A lot. You've got a lot. Go from a lot. A lot of people.
A lot of people like ladders to climb. They climb up.
Yeah, a tremendous amount of people. Some of the best people. Listen, there's a lot of people.
There are a lot of rungs.
And I know. It's very. You got to be secure. You have to be very secure.
Sometimes you have to be soft. And sometimes hard.
Like an egg.
Hard-boiled egg.
Mr. President,
which is orange in the middle.
The man that sits across the table often gets criticized for not being on board. Could you please convince Mr. Souchere why he should be on board the Trump train?
Well, listen, it's a tremendous train. It's a great train, and a lot of people are not on the tracks. And if you can't find your way, you have to understand there's a lot of problems, and people don't love this country. And I know you love this country. You just might love it incorrectly. And if we can get you to understand how to correctly love, and a lot of people incorrectly love, you can see it happen. It happens in lots of different places. NBC used to do a show about it. You have to have proper love. And if a guy named Hanson shows up, you know it's not the band, it's a guy who's offering you cookies. What you're capturing so well, of course, is his
his exaggerations.
He
That
just goes
everything's
off.
spectacular.
There you
Everything's
go.
beautiful.
There you
It's
go.
P.T. Barnum.
P.T.
I say P.T.
Barnum.
Barnum. I say he's the, Biden's your grandpa,
Right.
and Trump's your uncle that you're not supposed to be around for too long.
Right.
So it's like, are you going to go with Grandpa Biden? That's fine. Just don't let him drive at night.
Right.
And then Uncle Trump, he took you to the bar last time. You can't. You're only 16. You can't do that.
Right.
So it's beautiful.
Damn. What's
Quite
your
frankly,
website? What's your website?
for tickets, it's frankonstage.com, which is just a part of frankcaliendo.com.
Yeah. Okay, frankcaliendo.com.
Oh man, I don't know. I coughed a second ago and I got to pee really bad now.
And your podcast. What's your podcast?
Is this a peecast? Is this a peedcast?
Yes.
Will
Do you want to
take a
split?
leak?
Yeah, he's got to go.
Is there a bathroom right around here? I mean, I can take a. I can.
Do you need to
it's
take a
tofu.
leak?
A leak.
A lot of
A lot
people
of leaking.
take a
A
leak.
lot of leak.
Now you sound like the guy who does Dr. Evil.
I did a thing about that.
Yeah.
You know what? Let me pee and I'll come back and I'll do that.
All right.
Where's the bathroom?
Take
'Cause I
a
gotta
break.
get-
All right,
Hit the
here-
sounder.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hit the
Here we go.
sounder.
Please, please,
Please.
right now.
Please. No, you
You're
sound.
going to go out to the left.
I got him.
To the left. To the left.
Okay.
I've come
Matthew,
a long way.
you came a couple times. You really nailed it there, Matt. Yep.
Yeah, a couple times. You're close.
I'll work on it.
Don't keep going right now. Work on them while it's fresh.
Where will we go? A lot of people like Garage Logic.
Eh,
No,
Okay.
no.
no.
A lot of people.
Work with the lot. A lot.
The lips. The
a
lips.
lot of words.
Yeah, get the lips going.
a lot of words.
I don't know if he knows this, but son of a
I
bitch,
like-
is he funny?
I like Caliendo.
He started
I like
talking
Caliendo.
about Night.
He's
Time.
like-
What is that show called? Night.
Do you need something, Chris, for me?
Not really. I moved.
Okay,
I
good.
pretty much moved everything knowing
Good,
Frank was
good.
coming in.
Good. Thank you.
The Pedcast.
Night.
Where I like
that show
your
called?
podcast. I
Now,
like
that sounds too like Frankenstein.
I'm working on
That,
it.
that sounded like Billy Crystal in that movie. Would you like
know?
to partake in some pecan pie?
Just look
Who am I
up one.
thinking of? Who am I
Just
thinking
watch
of?
a
Dr.
speech.
Evil. Who's the actor?
Mike Myers.
Mike
I'm thinking of
Myers.
Mike Myers doing Dr. Evil.
Matthew, all you have to do is watch a speech and pause it. His speeches were phenomenal. They were so funny.
Night
You get
line.
this going.
my speeches were tremendous.
Yes,
I made a
right.
tremendous
That's it. And put in all of the adjectives possible that mean tremendous. Fantastic. Great. This is the best
Red.
I've ever seen.
green.
No, that's Sid now, Joe.
Like a lot of people like it quick.
Yes, yes.
You're getting there.
Okay.
No.
A lot of people, when they're old, shit their pants.
A lot of people, the staccato on a lot of people is perfect.
A lot of people
Yeah.
like to try cake. Do you like cake?
Now do him in the throes of ecstasy. Now don't.
No, don't look at
Go,
that.
please.
Listen, make no mistake about it. I will lay
The bleeping pipe.
As I was tinkling. Tinkle Fest.
The powder blue porcelain.
Isn't it
Probably
fantastic? It's the
most
best bathroom
tremendous
ever.
porcelain. A lot of people go with white or off white, but not here. Not
No,
here.
no.
Not here.
I'm just gonna roll.
I will. I'll
I'm
tell
rolling.
you right now. if
We're
you-
rolling.
Okay,
were
go
we
ahead.
on?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
If
That
you
was
go
awesome.
into the women's room,
Well, he's not
I
going
know
to.
you're not.
No,
going to.
listen
I thought we
to
were still
listen to
going. I
this.
forgot
Joe.
you could
In the
stop.
middle
That's okay.
stall, there's a.
Were you getting? Did you get that whole thing?
Oh, yeah.
Go tremendous because it was very good.
There's a female urinal
A female
in
urinal.
the middle stall in the ladies' room. Of
course
that
there
is
is.
on the Hubbard
Ahead of its time. Ahead of its time. Telling the future. Telling the future. It's only a 1970s bathroom can. Would we like to do some upgrades to the bathroom? They said, no, thank you. There's no need to. Because we're still keeping America great where it was with the powder blue urinals.
We
urinals.
won't let them remodel because it's so awesome.
Oh, it's just
a lot of people like
to tinkle standing up, especially women and bears. I believe bears are standing tinklers. And I'm not talking about the guys in the magazine with the chains on them.
No.
I'm talking about a different type of bear. So, all right. So people said to me, so the three voices that are actually fairly close are Robert Downey Jr.
Yes.
Robert Downey Jr., if you do this, you just have to belch out words. If you slow it down and raise the pitch, it becomes Dr. Frickin' Evil.
That's right.
Yes.
Now, if
Yep.
you take Dr. Evil and you make it a little bit softer, quite frankly, throw me a frickin' bone here, please. It's Donald Trump.
Yes.
That's a morph. That's a morph.
Well, how we
Trifecta.
stumbled was on Monday when I don't know if you were reacting to people's tweets, but someone had asked you to do Bat Trump.
Well, that's actually old. I reposted it.
Oh, you reposted it. That's
Yeah,
why.
it's-
But oh my God, it was funny.
Bat Trump is, that's
Gotham City.
I'm going to make Gotham great again. A lot of people, all the bad guys, Insane Bane, Sleepy Joker, Nancy Pelosi. Like people love that Nancy Pelosi doesn't even have.
Yeah, no,
a
she's just
combo
Nancy
name. It's
Pelosi.
just Nancy Pelosi.
But you could do Trump for anybody, couldn't you? You could turn anyone into Trump.
Oh, yeah.
With
I've
those
done that.
kind of superlatives and
Oh,
adjectives.
I've done Trump as a priest.
Yes. Well, maybe Trump is a priest. He usually doesn't even know when Easter is.
Well, a lot of people, tremendous. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. It's been 3 weeks since my last confession. Well, a lot of people have been coming to confession. It's very busy here, so it's hard to get a time. I know, and you might have tried to get a time in the confessional. I'm opening up the tiny little door so I can see you with my eyes. Tell me your sins. You do it. That's a tremendous sin. What a sin. Probably one of the best sins I've ever heard. But listen, I've done a lot worse. I myself, I can tell that. All right, say 5 Hail Marys and 2 Our Fathers. Right. And we'll see you on Christmas.
Cheester.
All right.
Which was Christ's birthday.
Who's the other guy?
J.L. Cobbin.
Oh, he's great. He's very good.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great Trumps
But
now.
you're pretty good.
Yeah, I know, but he specializes in. There's a lot of people that specialize in it now. The guy on SNL is real good.
Yeah, he is very good.
There's so many people. I didn't think Alec Baldwin's came off so angry all the time.
Yeah, I
It
didn't
wasn't-
like it at all.
It wasn't
but
fun.
what you guys who are good at it are capturing is his
The non sequitur. Yeah.
not only the non sequitur, but how much everything is fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
Everything's
Thank you.
great.
I appreciate that.
I say
compliment.
he's used the superlatives with
Superlatives.
It's tremendously tremendous.
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastically fantastic.
But it only is because of him.
Well, and that's because I did it.
Yes.
If I hadn't done it, you probably wouldn't have
Yes,
heard about it. I've got him down to 3 words. I do this mag. That's probably, quite frankly. So I could just get anything across. It's like Groot and Guardians of the Galaxy. Probably, quite frankly, probably, quite frankly, probably, quite frankly, quite frankly, probably, quite frankly, probably.
See?
You're welcome.
Oh God. Do
Buenos-
you think Rook has a shot at this?
Yeah,
I
I think
so.
you're close. You just have to
work
get
on
it so it keeps rolling.
Right.
That's how it works. Is you just you do
the
it over
car.
and over.
I
and
can't
over.
get him to practice. He should drive around doing it.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean
not on
that's
the
how
clock.
the car is where I do practice the most. I don't drive as much anymore. So that when I was doing colleges, going from place to place, that's when I worked on a lot of impressions. And there's something about doing it as a second thing. You're watching, you're paying attention to driving. You're doing it in the back of your head. I think that would always work for me.
So you're just reading license plates and billboards and things like that, basically?
Yeah, or just talking to myself.
Okay.
Just doing that. But you're doing something, so you're just ingraining it in you as you're doing it, as you're doing something else. So it's
But you're working on your craft the entire time.
Yeah, you're working on it,
Is
but
there
it's-
someone you're working on now that isn't in your
I'm
mix?
trying to think. There's always a lot that it just depends on. There's some that are close that I have to work on to get them even there because they aren't to muscle memory yet. Leonardo DiCaprio is one that's like when you're doing like the Wolf of Wall Street kind of voice that 5 years ago when I first came to Stratton Oakmont. You know, that kind of thing. There's John Malkovich. I believe I'm telling you. There's always
You
those.
knew Jeff Bridges?
That was going to turn into Jesse the Body.
Yeah.
I've never been able to do it, but I know where it is, and
Yeah.
I know people who do it, so I tend to not because they do it. There's a couple people that do. Piot Michael does one, and Ross Marquand does a great one. So there's people who, when people do them, I'm like, I don't know. I feel like it's already being done. Right. So if I think of it before I've seen them do it, I tend to not care. But if I see somebody doing it, I'm like, I don't really. But that's not what everybody else does. Everybody else just says, oh, somebody's doing that. I'm going to do that too.
Yeah.
How have you kept a level of sanity with your success? It sounds like you held on to your money. You're not buying drugs and you're drinking stuff
You're
like that.
not divorced.
Yet.
Okay.
That's an announcement on Thursday
Yeah, I haven't
night.
seen the latest credit card statement. I don't know. I just
Because so many just go off the.
Yeah, I never got
path.
that famous to be like that, though. I was fairly famous when my TV show was out, and I was always like, I want to do one job and try and do it as well as I can. And then you're always fighting against so many things, and you guys know what that's like in your world too. So it's the same way. Where there's always thousands of opinions in suits telling you how to do stuff that you've done your entire life to get there.
Oh boy, yeah.
And so. To me, it was just I didn't try to do 5 other things. I never I see that, and everybody's trying to get ahead and get to the next thing, whatever, and I'm like, I just can't. It's just never been my style.
How old are your kids?
No idea.
Perfect answer.
17-year-old junior in high school is my daughter, or senior in high school is my daughter. My son is 19 and a sophomore at ASU.
Does he do any impressions?
They can both do them.
Really?
They don't really try, but
Right.
they can. Yeah. They don't want to be too much like me.
Right.
They want to be better.
Right.
No, they just kind of do their own thing. My daughter wants to be in PR and stuff like that. That's what she likes. She likes the Hollywood thing, but she likes behind the scenes and promoting that type of stuff. She'd be great, like as a like a big party promoter, like international businesswoman type of thing. My son is in finance and that type of stuff. He'll be good at, I think, just doing business. I mean, he'll end up, I think, being a wheeler and dealer type of thing. He sells shoes online and he does that kind of stuff.
Well, he'll take care of you in your old age. He'll take care of your money.
Yeah, I got it all set up. So
You'll start showing up to his business meetings talking about your softball game.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
Oh God, if I ever do that, just hit me with the softball in the head. See, I've never wanted attention. My dad is like a big. He just wants attention all the time.
What do you do for a living?
He was a sales rep.
Yeah.
Professional softball player.
Yeah, professional softball.
Eddie Feiner.
Yes. So, yeah, it's just the way I'm not wired that way.
Yeah.
I just did it because it worked, and it was what else was I going to do? That was really it.
You weren't qualified for anything else.
Yeah, I mean, I went to school for broadcast journalism, but I didn't really want to be the one asking the questions. I would rather be the one sitting in the chair on Leno, and that's part of my problem. Is that's all I ever wanted to do, to aspire to, was just be a guest on a talk show. So I did that fairly early, and I was happy, and just making enough money and selling tickets here and there, and just I try to do the podcast thing, and I can't get myself to do something and talk. I just don't feel like my opinion's that important on so many things. If you have a camaraderie in a group, it becomes more fun. So there's always something with that. But to me, just to be a person, I just don't have enough that I care about to try and then there's also the fear factor of if I say something, somebody's going to take out of context nowadays. It's that's not what my brand is pretty safe. So. Even some of the stuff I talk to here a little bit outside the box, maybe, but whatever. You got to do little bits here and there. But
You stay away from colleges?
Yeah, I could never do that.
Right.
One, they wouldn't get what I was doing. Two,
Right.
they did. Well, it's Grandpa Frank here.
Right.
He's almost 50.
Well, tonight and tomorrow, Acme. I'm sure you'll have a great house.
Oh yeah, it'll be fun. Tomorrow might be sold out already. So today's, like I said, 20 tickets away.
You want to save your voice for tonight?
Yeah, I do. I appreciate it.
All right.
Thank you, Frank.
It's going to be the best. A lot of people are coming to see.
It's going to be spectacular.
Spectacularly spectacular.
A lot of people like Frank.
That's good.
A lot of people like Frank.
The problem with Frank when you leave is Rook will keep trying it and he'll slip into 40 different voices.
Yeah, and so that's
Iranian and Russian and Bulgarian.
Frank.
Do what now?
I always find that more fun though, because the people always want me to stay in character for like 30 minutes. I'm like, I have no interest.
But just so you know that your line lives in infamy on this show is, "You're doing a great voice.
Yeah.
I just don't know what it is."
Every time we do anything, they say you're doing someone. We just don't.
We
know
just
who it
don't
is."
know who. When he was doing the Morgan.
That is incredibly vague.
Leaves it wide open. Wide open.
Wide open.
Thanks, Frankie.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.